Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at some gameplay for the Ultra League Summer Cup edition here right now, which I did against some people on Twitter. Definitely follow me there as well, but today we're gonna take a look at a very decent team for this one. We're going to have a team here around Golisopod. Of course, we're going to have double as a save swap here with a wild charge, which is a very strong save swap in the current meta for this cup. You're going to see also the top team video later on today as well, so stay tuned for that one. But if you don't have a double build yet, you can run Zekrom as well. And I don't even think you really need to double move Zekrom. Just use Dragon Breath and the Fusion Bolt and you're going to be fine, or even the Wild Charge itself going to be fine for you. Of course, Crunch would help you out a little bit there as well. But Zekrom is a very good replacement for double here, which seems to be odd, but you're going to see the top teams anyway. I don't really have to explain it, but Zekrom is a very safe Pokemon for this meta. This video is a little bit shorter, which is not really because I didn't do as many battles, but because most people just forfeited against this team. This team was so strong that most people just didn't really want to play against it anymore, which was kind of funny to see. I honestly didn't feel at all that there was anything that really would break this team. There is a Pokemon that would break this team, which wouldn't be the case with Zekrom either, like it wouldn't be as difficult at least, which would be Virizion, which is a very common Pokemon, but nobody wanted to use it against me for whatever reason. But that's the exact reason why we have the hidden tech move here on our Golisopod, which is Aerial Ace. This will not one-shot a Virizion, but makes this match up very, very decent, and you win in every shield scenario with this kind of setup here right now, even if they bait you the entire time. So definitely run the Aerial Ace for this cup onto the Golisopod. Very important because it gives you better coverage against Virizion, which really helps you out with this here, with this general meta in general there. So you're going to be able to definitely beat this Pokemon. Aerial Ace doesn't really help you out too much, and here we're going to win the second game as well. Electric type move is going to be very important for this meta, but also something that beats Swampert. Swampert is available, Swampert going to be everywhere, and here I by the way, make a kind of huge mistake, to be fair. As you're going to see the Cradily coming in, I'm going to go ahead and go into my double here. I don't know why I didn't go into my Magnezone. Like, honestly, Magnezone resists all the moves and has a super effective charge move with the Mirror Shot here as well. So it doesn't really make too much sense to go into my double here right now, allowing us to still at least go for one Body Slam, but the XL Cradily here, that's a 100% variant as well, has of course X2 Grass Knot as well as Rock Slide and going to do some pretty decent damage against me, forcing me to throw another charge move here, I thought at least, but they actually would have needed another fast move, I guess. But we will be able to go for the Body Slam here to knock out the opponent. Let's take a look what's coming in here. It's going to be, of course, the Swampert, which you're going to be able to hard wall later on with our Golisopod. That's why Golisopod is in the lead, and that's why Golisopod and the Magnezone is such a strong duo together. And I feel like also in the Master League Premier Cup, there's going to be such a strong duo because Golisopod actually gets pretty decent IVs or like CP there, I think like 3600 or something. Plus, it pairs super well with the Magnezone. Magnezone is just a very good pair for it. Here again, my next opponent going to forfeit as well. That's why those games today are going to be a little bit faster than usual. They just all forfeited against me. Next opponent, we're going to see a Charizard lead. Not ideal, but we're going to see a Galvantula coming in. Here I make a mistake by going not straight for the Body Slam there, because now they can debuff me, but for whatever reason, they go rather for the Discharge instead of the Lunge, which I don't really understand here. As a Galvantula, you kind of want to debuff the opponents, especially in those neutral scenarios. But this will allow us now to have basically full control over this battle, as we will be able to realign our Pokemon, which is going to be pretty important here. At least as long as I really want to. As you're going to see here right now, I'm going to be able to go for another Body Slam against the opponent. They are pretty low already, and I will be able to go ahead and now hopefully farm them all the way down, and I will be able to do this before they even get to a move. And that's not all. Most people run Payback on that cheap. Payback is also recommended, but I feel like Wild Charge just does make more sense. And we see already here why Wild Charge does more sense. That does make more sense here, as you're going to see the Genesect in the back there. I'm always, if I see a Genesect, I'm always looking at the back first, because then I see what kind of charge move that Pokemon has. And I see already it's the Technoblast Electric. So I'm going to let this move go through here, which I didn't have to do. I would have also been able to just shield up, go for a charge move and knock them out there. But I feel like that I'm going to be able to survive this charge move anyway, because it's going to be resisted. Turns out, resisted doesn't really matter to the electric type Technoblast here, because as you can see, it did a ton of damage, but not enough damage to knock our Magnezone out, and we can take a double resisted, allowing us to farm them still down there with even a shield remaining. So let's take a look at the next game. We're going to see a Magneton in lead. This player, by the way, went in before, so they had a team that wasn't eligible for this cup. So they decided to now run Spice because they already saw my first 2 Pokemon after I forfeited them afterwards because they had a Deoxys defense, which is not allowed in this cup. So they knew my lead, for example, and they knew that I had Double. They didn't know my final Pokemon, so let's see what we can do here in this meta here, or like in this battle. Of course, a little bit spicier because I didn't really want to go full tryhard, knowing half of my team already, or like 2/3 of my team already. Let's take a look. We're going to see the Leaf Blade coming through, which you can still survive, and we can go for 1 Body Slam here against the opponent. Let's see what this is going to do. It's going to hopefully knock them out, and they're going to let this move go through as well, allowing us to have Switch and Shield advantage at the same time, and also Double still going to be able to go for 1 Body Slam here right now, allowing us to go ahead and do a lot of damage against them. We can swap into our own Magnezone here, and we can let this move go through from the opponent, as everything is going to be resisted here. Magnet Bomb is even double resisted. Go for the Discharge in this case, because Discharge should be only single resisted and does a little bit more damage, as they're going to go for that right now. I will go ahead and go for my Wild Charge, but they actually win CMP against me, which I didn't know would be happening like that. But we're going to see here right now, the Wild Charge is coming through. We will be able to reach another Wild Charge as well against most Pokemon that come in here. And it's going to be a Genesect again. I think it's going to be the Electric variant again here as well. And we will be able to go for 1 Wild Charge, nearly knocking them out. And 1 more Fast Move will be enough to knock them out. So it's going to be a good game. 2 Surfer here, going to go ahead and go to have a pretty awkward lead here, to be fair. Venusaur can be a little bit tricky for me to deal with, but honestly the opponent makes a great catch here onto the Ampharos, which is an interesting one, but they catch the Aerial Ace here, which is of course going to be resisted, and that's not really ideal for us, as we're going to have now the double against the opponent. We will be able to go for 1 Body Slam here against them, and this is going to get the Law of Damage onto them, but I can reach another one in time, forcing them to either shield or let this Ampharos go down, and they're actually going to let the Ampharos go down, which is really surprising to me, because they had so much energy there. Like, if they just shielded, they most likely would have got a shield from me back anyway, so don't know if this was really the play to go for, but now they still have to deal with a double here with my, with the Venusaur against me. That's going to be basically a 2-charge move at this point of time. I'm still going to shield up once, and I should be able to reach the next move. Nope, I cannot reach the next move, forcing me to letting this move go through here. And we can go back into our Golisopod. We're actually going to get into our Magnezone. We're going to get out the Ho-Oh. This is not ideal. I have some lag there as well, I think, but in general, the gameplay was so much smoother than compared to Go Battle League. Like, this is like trainer battles, which is run differently. And for whatever reason, this works out way better than Go Battle League. Don't know why, but would or like to know why. But yeah, we're going to see here now. I'm going to go for the Aerial Ace for whatever reason. I actually don't have any idea why I did this. Like, Liquidation and Aerial Ace is the same energy. This is something that I shouldn't have done, but it's still okay. We will see the Brave Bird coming through, and we can still farm them down here with our Magnezone before the damage comes through, and the Venusaur comes in, and we can still go for 1 Wild Charge in order to knock out the opponent here, which is going to be, of course, super important for us as we see the knockout here coming in. Let's take a look at the next game. We're going to see here the Zekrom in the lead. Horrible lead for us. We can swap out immediately into our double here. Zekrom is so good in this current meta. There's not a lot that really can beat this Pokemon, so yeah, while Zekrom is usually a Master League Pokemon, it seems to be working pretty well for the Ultra League here as well. As you're going to see now the Swampert coming in. And yeah, we will be able to go ahead and go for some Body Slam spam against this Pokemon as well. Gonna get them low and gonna get them into farmland range as well for our Golisopod later on. As I'm making a mistake here, I think, by shielding this move up. I think I shielded this move up, yep. I thought it was the Earthquake because I would have survived the Hydro Cannon anyway. So for me, I should have just let the move go through. I would have mostly got to another charge move there and it would have been fine. Like this, I have to let this next move go through. It's going to be the Hydro Cannon again, and they're forced to go for another one here in order to knock me out. But it could have been a little bit better for me. I would have been able to most likely get a shield advantage out of this matchup like this. I didn't. But we're going to get out now the Zekrom. I was able to catch the move here, which was really important for me, as now the Fusion Bolt goes kind of to waste, but also not really against our own Magnezone, as we will be able to go ahead and go for a charge move here against the opponent. In comes now the Wild Charge and going to knock out the opponent's Walrein. Of course, they're going to let this move go through, but they're going to have to hopefully shield up this charge move coming in. It's going to be the Mirror Shot, and they're going to get the attack drop here, which is actually not ideal because they got more farm here. Can we reach the Liquidation in time? We can. And this Liquidation will destroy the Zekrom, which is going to be very good for us, as we're going to be able to win this game right now. Let's take a look at the next game. We're going to see here Golisopod against a Charizard. Pretty neutral lead, but we have very decent Pokemon as well in the back, so we're going to swap out here just in case. Also, they have a Virizion in the back. I kind of want to get out this Pokemon as well. But like this, we're going to get the Blast Burn onto us, and we're going to shield this move up. In comes the Swampert. While this is not really ideal because our best Swampert insect is our lead, of course, we're still going to be able to pressure them pretty hard here with Body Slam. And honestly, I wouldn't mind to realign here as well, because I have, of course, the Wild Charge, and maybe they don't know about this. Let's take a look at this one. We're going to see the Hydro Cannon coming through here from the opponent, as we can go ahead and go for a Body Slam against them. This does a lot of damage against the opponent, of course, but we will swap out now into our Golisopod, trying to get some extra energy here as they're forced to throw a charge move. And of course, with the extra energy, we're going to be able to threaten this Charizard way easier, as we have now the Liquidation coming through here. And this is going to do a ton of damage if they let this move go through, and they do, allowing us to farm them all the way down if we want to. But I'm going to take a risk here and shield this Dragonclaw up here, because I think I might be able to just beat the opponent with my Golisopod. And we will see here now the Swampert coming in. We will be able to farm them all the way down, and in comes the Trevenant, where we have the super effective Aerial Ace for this Pokemon. And that's going to do some pretty decent damage, allowing us to swap out into the Magnet Zone, go for the Mirror Shot here right now. And at this point of time, this game should be over. Mirror Shot going to get them pretty low. They're not going to shield this move up, which is smart. They can still go for one Shadow Ball here, which is also decent for them. But honestly, they have not really a lot of health left anymore. And I can go ahead, go into my Double and just force those shields with my Body Slams. They're going to be double resisted, but they're still going to do enough damage to force the shield from the opponent here. And also forced to throw them here, like for them to throw here, as I'm going to be able to now go ahead, knock them out with another Aerial Ace from my Pokemon here, from my Golisopod, and this is going to be it for this game as well. This is also going to be it for this video. This team worked out so well, nobody was able to beat me with this one here, so unbeaten with this team so far. But yeah, this is going to be one of the best teams to use. Later on, we're going to have the top teams for this meta as well, so stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you then for the top teams for this meta. Bye bye!